My mama said that alligators are ornery because they got all them teeth but no toothbrush. Welcome to Better1 Podcast. As always, I'm your host, Tyler Wells, with the man who's not from Concentrate, Joshua Juice Dawson.
Hello.
Hello, boy.
Hello. How's your week going, Tyler?
I dinked the mic, that's all I know.
Dinked the mic?
Finally finished Red Dead Redemption 2. I think you're finally done with it, too.
I think I caught up last night, and now is like we're having withdrawals until multiplayer comes around.
All I know is the sun hurts my eyes when I walk outside now.
Sad part is it's like you're playing it and you're like, wow, this is so immersive. I could go hunting or camping. And it's like, these are all things we could do, but we don't.
I walk outside and I'm like, yeah, I'm not going to do any of that.
It's like, yeah, never mind. And then I had trouble just going to Walmart yesterday. Like,
We're at the one, dude. You got off like one night, and I was riding my horse, like, because you remember I told you I was going out way west just to see, like, to map the whole thing. And I zoned out for like 15 minutes, and I was like, I gotta go to bed. Like, I can't do this anymore. I'm just galloping my horse. I'm too into this.
What's the point? So, one interesting story that I found this week was that Diego Luna, the guy that plays, I think his name is Cassian.
Yeah, it's Cassian.
In Rogue One, that helps out Jyn Erso, who dies.
Takes down the rebellion.
Dies at the end. Yeah. Spoilers.
She's part of the rebellion.
I know, but she, yeah.
Don't agree with me, sheep.
Yeah. Bah. So they're doing a prequel series with him on the new Disney streaming site. It's almost as if we talked about this a couple episodes ago when we said this should have a streaming service. Blah, 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 blah.
Yeah,
sponsor us.
Yet again, the check better be in the mail, or I'm getting a lawyer.
Damn it, Disney.
Morgan & Morgan, he's for the people.
Those Better1 Podcast freaks really gave me a great idea. Thanks, fellas.
And yet again, so they finally announced the name for it, and it couldn't be the most flaccid name I've ever heard for a streaming site. And it's Disney Plus, that's it. Disney Plus. Yeah. Wow, I love paying for all the things Disney. I would like to play for a little more.
Yeah. I can only imagine how much it's going to be a month. Probably like $20 a month or more.
Like, I wouldn't doubt. I'm like probably 10 to 20.
I want to stream Aladdin, damn it.
I don't know why people have such an urge to watch old Disney movies. And it's like, you're a grown adult.
Yeah, if you have kids or, around in your life, that might make sense.
How do you not already own these movies, though?
That's true. Well, and when I don't know if they still do that, but when we were kids, they would do the Disney Vault bullshit where Aladdin and, like, Lion King and Cinderella would go for, like, 2 years, and then they'd re-release it on a different, it was DVD.
Well, because back then you used to get DVD, and then remember, before it transitioned, you used to get the DVD and the VHS.
Right, yeah. And then it was DVD and the Blu-ray.
Yeah.
And then now it's just stream it and it's like they give you a digital download for
you get the Blu-ray, and then I think you get the UHD download on the stream. This isn't too bad, but I mean, I still don't see the point in it. Because, I mean, like me, I still own all the VHSs.
Yeah.
When I was a kid, so all I'd have to do is plug in my old VCR that I think sitting in my room somewhere.
I had a lot of the old school ones and the little, white cases, remember for the VHSs, the old school ones.
Plastic ones. Yeah. The covers are fading off from when you bend the spine of it.
Yeah, exactly. It's like, what movie's this? Oofy's... What? A Oofy movie.
I hope it's extreme.
Yeah.
And another thing we have is for movies that are coming out. So apparently they announced the Breaking Bad movie. And I heard that on the radio. How they were talking about that.
And I heard the fans freaked out, of course. But I mean,
we're trying to figure out what kind of movie is it gonna be? Walter White's dead. Spoilers again, even though it's been years.
But why are they? I mean, I'm sure they'll have a callback to the series at some point with his character in the movie somehow.
Yeah,
because they cannot just not include him in it.
Because I guess they said that they called Bryan Cranston, and so Bryan Cranston's kind of the one that talked about the movie, and they were talking about how are you going to be in it? And then I think they rumored that he's probably going to be in flashbacks,
right? And
so he's going to be part of the movie, but he's not going to be the main character.
Right.
And then people go watch it because he's in it.
So I'm assuming the main character is going to be Jesse. Then.
Yeah, that's the other rumor is that they said, because they think that Vincent Gilligan, the creator, leaked it. and then the idea came out 5 years ago where they said he ran away and he's wanted for all those murders,
right.
Especially of like Hank and all that,
all those skinheads,
all those skins that got blown away with truck Gatling.
Blah 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 blah.
It was more like
Rambo
it
stuff.
was more like pressed.
Yeah. Press and spray.
Yeah.
Press and spray.
You gotta tell me. You can't tell me that wasn't hyped ending.
That was I haven't watched the whole series. I was kind of bad about keeping up with it, but I did watch the ending, and I'm like, that was tight.
I think I've watched it all the way through 4 times.
Yeah, I need to. I think still my favorite episode is when they're trying to get the ATM open.
Oh yeah,
that's one of the earlier episodes, but that's probably like one of the best episodes in my opinion.
Yeah.
But I think it'll sell for sure, because
I would definitely see it.
They're still making the circuits, and I think what was it Comic-Con this year or last year, where the guy that I can't remember his name now, the guy that plays Jesse Pinkman.
Oh, it's Aaron Paul.
Yeah. He dressed up his daughter as like Heisenberg, like in the hazmat suit.
Yeah, I know Aaron Paul. I know he likes to do that because on Twitter he'll always post pictures of him with fans because he likes making the circuits and talking to people.
So I'm sure that's part of the reason is they're trying to hype up, or we're hyping up a potential movie this whole time.
Yeah, I mean, especially he's got more acting experience under his belt too, so
right.
he's probably going to be better than he was.
Plus he's done. This is going to be the 5th season of BoJack Horseman now, and then now that got syndicated on Comedy Central, so it's like. He is getting his exposure, that's for sure, besides just that character. Mm-hmm. So, if I were to tell you, Tyler, Backstreet's back.
All right.
Oh, yeah. All right.
all right. That's the thing I like about Backstreet Boys. They keep coming back.
And they still look the same age. Yes, they do.
Yes, they do.
They're actually going to do a world tour, which they haven't done. That is coming to Orlando, so...
I know the shock to you is that you're like, what? And then I'm talking about, they have a song on the radio.
Yeah, that was it. I was like, they have a song on the radio? What is this, 2002?
Yeah, and it's I'm just normal, it's normal. Then I hear Backstreet Boys again, and he's like, they have a radio song?
Yeah. What? What do you mean it's a chart topper? I'm sitting there listening to 5 Seconds of Summer go, Young Blood.
What do you mean girls are throwing their panties at them again?
Is that what it's about? Sidebar, but The Weeknd was in the news too because he was performing a show and some girl threw her bra right at him.
Ew.
Yeah, and I guess because he's dating Bella Hadid again, and he's like, you are gonna get me in trouble, and I'm like, well, not like that, but not in a country accent, but
he's more like, this ain't my cup size.
Yeah, and threw it back or whatever. But anyway.
Ladies, I know how expensive these are.
I know Backstreet they had their residency in Vegas, and I actually could have gone last summer, which, it was a thought, but I would have been the only straight male, too, at that. That's probably in the audience.
Sir, they don't know if they're male or female panties.
That's true. What, Joe Boxer? Who the hell threw these? Me!
It's me.
Thanks, guys.
I don't need them. I'm wearing 2 pairs.
Yeah. I always pack 2 when I go on vacation. But I think it'd be interesting. I mean, I wouldn't mind going to see it, but they're going to be at Amway here, and Amway is expensive as hell for anybody, so I can only imagine how much it'll be for this tour.
I miss the old days of that when it used to be TD Waterhouse, because I remember getting tickets to the Magic game. You could get bottom bowl tickets for $25.
Now it's I was looking at the tickets for Elton John, and it's literally $90 or actually $130 for nosebleeds.
That's what I was looking at, because my mom was talking about going to see Kiss, because she's seen Kiss twice.
Right, and that's on their farewell tour.
Yeah, it was they're doing their farewell tour, but I can't see tour. But she saw them when they were in makeup, and then she got to see their concert when they were out of makeup for the first time.
Yeah.
And so she got to see that way back in the 80s. And then so I was looking up tickets for her to go to that, because they're coming to the fairgrounds.
Right.
Down by Tampa. Actually,
the amphitheater.
The amphitheater.
Oh, no,
they're actually going to the amphitheater.
Oh, okay.
But, I was looking up those tickets, and, man, nosebleeds are $260. And I'm like...
And we saw Kanye for less than that in the nosebleeds, and we were literally.
Oh, I saw Rosie, or row T rather.
Row T, yeah, we were in row T, the highest you can go in the stadium, mind you.
Still, my favorite part is the quote was, "Well, at least we're not in row Z," and then we climb all the way to the top, and I'm in front of him, and I'm like, "Josh, I got bad news for you." And he's like, "What?" And I'm like, "Row T's the last one."
Literally touching the back. Ooh, but touching the back wall in that place.
And you feel the vibrations off the speakers, and you're like, this is weird.
Oh, God. Still a great show, though.
This whole place is going down.
So, more or less, one of us is probably going to end up going to this show if Backstreet comes through, or both of us.
Okay, so more or less one of us, like you.
Yeah. I'm not going to this. I'm not paying to go to this.
I can't be controlled by you like Skynet controls China's news anchors now.
It's Skynet, man. I told you it was fucking real all these years. Everybody's laughed at me. Y'all laughed at me.
And so our point is, at the Internet Expo, China announced that they have a fully AI news anchor. And I'm going to show you a moment of weakness, all right? Because when I heard anchor, what was the first thing I thought of?
A ship anchor?
Like a boat anchor. And I was like, oh no, I'm stupid, aren't I?
What do they need an AI anchor for?
And I was like, what does it do? Just, drop when it, knows it needs to stop? And I'm sitting there like, oh, it's a news anchor. I'm stupid. And it's fully modeled. So it modeled itself after, I think it's another news reporter.
Yeah.
And it takes one of their, dissents, and then it was that person, and I'm like, that's so weird.
And it kind of almost reminds me, like, when you watch the video, it reminds me of the text to type on
that's
Windows.
Was it Microsoft Sam?
Yeah. Hello. Yeah, it's I am your news anchor.
I see wiener.
Yeah. Boobs. LOL.
It's the one that you could we used to do Rafflecopter on it.
Yeah, Raffle.
Swah.
Yeah, it's Rofel Cooper.
Good times, dude. Good times.
But I kind of am wondering, and I would laugh because the people that I know in the news industry who have gone on to be anchors, I'm like, well, sucks to be you, pal.
I like the name drop without name dropping.
Well, no, it's not the same people you're thinking about. Production is what she's in.
Oh, well, she's cool, ain't she?
Yeah, no, she's out of the limelight.
You think she won't be listening?
Yeah, nobody listens.
53 seconds, huh?
Subscribe, damn it.
We still love you.
We still love you all. But we need subscriptions. And we need notoriety, damn it.
One subscription equals one prayer.
Thoughts and prayers.
One puppy saved.
One puppy, yeah.
That's like, that kind of reminds me. I know it's like a sidebar, but that Greyhound vote where I was telling you about the dog racing,
right.
Apparently 8,000 of them are going to be abandoned. I'm like,
oh my god.
So no one owns these things who wants to take care of them?
Yeah, Florida just passed a amendment that would ban all dog racing as of late, so we'll see how. And I think they said until 2020.
Yeah,
somebody told me. So I'm like, well, what's going to stop people from going to the races still and betting until 2020? We got some time.
Oh man, I don't even know who actually goes down there.
But I saw since they passed it, they were talking these Greyhounds need a home, and I'm like, oh great, so they're all going to end up in the ASPCA instead.
I wonder where they got them then.
Yeah, or
so what? Oh, it's only for racing. They stay out in the shed.
Right. Or
they can't come in the house.
They probably breed them, and then they just keep them on site, is my guess.
And that's why it got banned.
Yeah, basically.
Yet again.
Well,
sidebar.
Shots fired today. Or not today, this week.
And they missed.
But, yeah.
We've got to train our boys to take better shots.
Takashi's got more shooters after him, and it couldn't be like when they went after Young Dolph, when they shot 40 or 50 times into the damn car he was in. No, it was Tekashi, Nicki Minaj, and Kanye West, which I've never thought I'd put those three together. We're shooting music.
Kanye's just trying to sell anything at this point.
I've got red hair, y'all, now, dog. You gotta love my new hairstyle. But they're filming this music video. Nicki Minaj had not arrived, but shots were fired around the set, causing everybody to leave. The shots did make it into Nicki Minaj's dressing room, and I'm like, missed it by that much. Damn it.
I'm saying, we need to get better shots. I don't know where they're just like, oh, fuck it.
Yeah, blah, 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 blah. But this isn't the first time, because it happened also when Tekashi and 50 Cent had a music video, and the same thing happened, but no one was hurt. And I'm like,
it's as if people don't like Tekashi.
And I'm like, they're talking about have 30 on them. Like, they can't hit out of those 30 shots at least something.
Oh, probably not. You've seen half them drive-bys where they're like up here, down on the like ground. And you're like, when they hit like a civilian, and you're like, you didn't hit the guy you were going for.
Tekashi would still come back and be like, I'm bulletproof, blah, with a blicky, blah. You know,
kind of be bulletproof if you don't get hit.
If he did get hit, like, that's how he would kind of react, I think. Just kind of like 50 Cent, like...
Yeah, except he's typing it on the computer.
Yeah.
Because it hit me in the spine.
Yeah, he can't move. Well, if that wasn't enough shit in the news this week, Tyler...
Oh, you're telling me that you haven't heard about this wonderful new thing that Bill Gates is into, right?
No, I haven't.
So he's in the toilet biz now.
He's toilet king, as Bill Gates.
As you can tell, he's had a little bit too much time on the pot, thinking about how can I reinvent the pot. And so I guess he's going to create a new toilet that helps save lives. And I don't know why, like, I had to read the article to understand it, because I'm like, how?
Yeah, I still don't get how that's saving lives.
And I guess it's just because, like, the state of everyone else's toilets are so bad that they can install these for much cheaper, like, in other places. Mm-hmm. So, especially, it's in China, that's, like, the main problem. Is that they
I'm
have,
guessing
like,
it's eco-friendly, then?
Yeah, so that's what it does, is it takes human waste and turns it into fertilizer. Mm. And so he found out a way to do that, so it reduces, like, the running water cost and all that, and turns the waste into fertilizer, and without need for, I think, like the piping that's needed, like we do, you know, like we need the sewage treatment and all stuff like that. And he said that it can save up to 500,000 lives a year and save up to $200 billion. And it also generates income, which it generates $6 billion a year in, like, for the fertilizer that goes out.
So, I mean, upside.
I mean, I'll give it to Bill Gates again. I don't know why the man's like, oh, I have this much money. Time to save the world.
Yeah. It's Mr. Save Your World.
Why is Bill Gates in a Batman costume?
But I don't think that was the nuttiest thing he did, though. Or the smelliest thing he did. Because didn't he get up on stage with human excrement?
Yeah, so that's how he led the expo. He brought a jar of shit onto the stage.
I can just picture Bill Gates cheesing with
I just imagine,
jar of poo.
I don't know. I mean, unless some guy had this in, like, a suitcase all day, and I'm like, just imagining being that guy. Like, he's hired. Like, all right, you have to hold this case all day, and it's got a jar of shit in it. But don't show anyone until I get on stage. Yeah. Otherwise, it'd be Bill Gates is just, like, running around with it, being like, hey, look what I've got.
Every time somebody walks by, have you seen this?
I'm going to save the world.
I'm going to use this for manure. So, if you had to pick one candy, like, I guess chocolate or otherwise, to make into a cereal, what would it be?
I mean, I'm still about all them Oreos, but that's not really candy as much.
Yeah, I mean...
But I could see, like, because, like, I think a Reese's Puff, that's the first thing I think of.
Or,
like, you know,
Hershey's Kisses, I would see making somehow...
That's like one of those poor, like, breakfasts you have.
Yeah.
Like, oh, we have milk and Hershey's Kisses.
Yeah, and it's just like, just put it all in there.
I'm sad and my teeth hurt. So, the thing so I heard yet again on the radio, because I don't know how I end up hearing these things, even though as busy as I am in the car. Just Sour Patch Kids cereal. Get your kids right in the morning.
No, I wouldn't eat. Like, it just sounds gross in general. Because, like, how are they? Is it going to be sour milk? Like, is that what it's going to taste like at the end?
And that's what it says. So it says sour then sweet on the box. And apparently you can't get it because it's so... It's not rare, but it just sells out because people want to try it.
Right.
And I'm like, I don't see why. Because I know, like, for a long time they were almost on this, like, health kick. To where, like, don't give your kids sugary cereal.
Yeah, that's bad.
Because it turns them into radioactive monsters.
And they'll be diabetics.
And so they're going about and they're like, oh, I guess we'll just come out with Sour Patch Kids cereal. Because who doesn't want that?
Well, me.
Well, you're eating it.
But if it's... I think if Post had any idea of what they were going to try and do to like up their sales, get Post Malone involved.
See, that's what I thought at first. When I heard it, I'm like, I thought it said Post Malone is eating Sour Patch cereal, and that he found this cereal. I'm like, this man has got to be the weirdest human being alive.
And his Crocs that
that's
he
what
made.
I'm saying. Yeah, he's got his Crocs out, and I'm like, he's just sitting at home, just loving it. Like every minute is like, this is my cereal. I'm in my Crocs.
You probably
What
think
up?
that you are better now.
Yeah.
Like,
It's just like he's banging his own music.
yeah,
like that.
staring at his ex-girlfriend's
Trying to-
picture.
Like tears going down his thing.
Girl, I got a breakfast cereal.
That's why he's always tired, because he can't go to sleep because he's crying.
Yeah, cry boy.
He's a crybaby.
So, with the elections going on this week, the
Which last week, yeah, it was midterm election.
Yeah.
So I always said that our news week was dry. It's because everything was election news.
Oh yeah,
And that's how it goes in America and stuff like that. And one of the stories that came out was for Vegas. It was a state assembly.
right.
And
State
so-
assemblyman
Yeah, and
or woman
woman.
or woman.
She's a woman. But so it turned out that one of the incumbents, right?
Right.
Yeah, incumbents died
Which was
beforehand. It's Dennis Hoff, and Dennis Hoff was one of Josh's heroes.
he owned the Bunny Ranch, ladies and gentlemen, which also was showcased the Cat House, and
So HBO. If you've ever been a kid of the HBO,
you watched Cat
that's a top
House.
pick.
It was like one of those that you watched with Taxi Cab Confessions. What was it? It was like it wasn't.
I know what you're talking about too.
It's
Because
like
there was always that
real
other one.
sex or
It's
something
Real
like
Sex,
yeah. And then they had Cat House, which basically showed him and his girls and how
Just all
well
their
he
services.
lived the life, and that he also owned the brothel that Lamar Odom lived and OD'd in.
Yeah.
And which I thought was funny because he once it happened, he was advocating for him, and I'm like, well, you let all this shit happen in your own business.
I feel like that might have been why it was so popular, because half the people were voting for him. Like, oh yeah, he just turned the other way.
So with it, I thought it was funny because I saw that he was running and then he passed away. I don't know of what, but I know that with him,
I think it was it might have been cardiac. I don't remember.
It might
I think
have
it was
been.
natural.
and with him dying, the license doesn't transfer over. So I don't know if all his brothels are going to close or what, or if they're going to stay open under a new name or new owner. But I don't think those licenses are
I'm sure
transferable
someone.
because he's one of few that had one. Just getting a gambling license in Nevada in general is kind of hard.
they're trying to push out stuff like that too.
Right.
And I know there's a couple brothels that they still kind of let go about, but they're pushed way out.
Yeah,
of,
they're out.
Las Vegas.
Yeah, they're outside of there,
They're way far out.
right in the desert, basically.
I'm trying to see what he died of.
The thing I read is that something or other that they would have to basically take applicants for the position.
Yeah,
since he's dead, and I'm like,
well, they have to find someone to put it in. Is what it said.
Maybe. I mean,
no. So it says that the chair members have to pick it.
oh, so
they have to pick someone, and it has to be. I think it's from the political party. She was Republican, so they have to pick someone to fill his spot.
Oh,
And they have a certain amount of time. I think they have till January to figure it out.
yeah, that's not
Because
bad.
when everyone gets put into office, yeah, it said he died in his sleep.
Not a bad way to go.
This guy said that Hoff was having the time of his life that night.
Probably, no joke.
I'm sure that was every day.
Yeah,
But
classic man.
yeah,
And
classic man, a world we all dream of.
he was the last remaining Hugh Hefner.
He was the last cowboy.
He was the last cowboy out of Reno or wherever the Bunny Ranch was.
I think it was Reno. It's somewhere outside of that.
Speaking of classics, Nintendo 64 is now going to be repurposed and put into one singular machine with a 20. How many? I think it was 20 or so odd games.
Hang on, let me react. I never saw it coming.
30 games, excuse me.
I never saw that coming.
And some that got leaked, and it's like, and if you all don't know what we're talking about, it's like they've released Atari that way.
So they have the Atari, they have the classic NES, and then they also did the Super Nintendo. So only logical they're going to come out with the N64. But the only thing I want to know, does it come with that horrid controller?
I think so.
It probably does, right?
That's what it's sounding like so far.
Bro, that's got to be like one of the worst controllers of all time.
Yeah,
I don't care what anyone says because it's like it's shaped like an M. I don't know if people know what we're talking about, but it was shaped like an M, and it had a joystick in the middle of the center of the M.
Right.
Like, I don't know what it looks like.
I know.
That was my childhood.
I just had it pulled up, so just in case you needed a refresher.
Boy pulls me up a picture of it, like I don't know what it looks like. Yeah, so it's got an M, and it's got a joystick on the middle, and on the back was a button.
Yeah, I hated that button, by the way.
Z button.
Yeah, I never understood where it was.
I never remembered that it was a Z button, when I was a kid. But yeah, so then they have all the buttons, and all it is the one joystick and a D-pad. So normally the cameras move with the joystick, and then you have to, like, press the D-pad for movement forward, and it had to be the worst of like anything. And they were trying to innovate a lot of these games where you could look around with the camera, and it was just trash.
Yeah, especially in Super Mario 64. I remember that. Like, it was trying to like look. That
was probably a better one because I don't know if you played Star Fox 64.
That was pretty ass with that controller. Well, and whenever you had to in Super Mario 64, when you had to swing Bowser around, I could never get the I would try to rotate it. I would try to rotate it so fast to get him to go, and then I would end up dropping him. I'm
really good at that.
No. But the only ones that they've leaked so far are The Legend of Zelda: Ocarina of Time, Super Mario 64, The Legend of Zelda: Majora's Mask, Puyo Puyo Sun 64, which I don't even know what the hell that is.
I know that's like a fan favorite, but I never played that one. I've heard of that game a lot.
And then Banjo-Kazooie.
Yeah.
Which, those aren't bad, minus the Puyo Puyo or Puta Puta, whatever you want to call it.
I knew there was something coming, but I didn't know which way you were going to go with it.
But they haven't announced GoldenEye.
Probably not yet.
Right.
I mean, like, it's a lot of the games, if you'll figure out, they need to have rights to still.
That's true.
And that's when they release it, is that games that they still have, like, outstanding rights to.
That's true.
And so GoldenEye, I don't know.
But a lot of people, like, they'll talk about N64, but they have to mention that they played GoldenEye in it, which that's like a given. Yeah.
I mean, the only thing about GoldenEye is that, like, though it'll probably be on there. And the only problem I ever have with these games, and like the ones that they reproduce, is that they don't allow you to download new games.
Right.
Like, you only get the games that come on the system
that come with it,
and they don't release new ones.
Right.
And I'm like, that'd be a genius idea, as if you could be like, hey, there's a bunch of your fan favorites. You can buy these ones, kind of like the Nintendo shop is.
Right.
And they don't do that. And I think it's strange that they don't.
Well, and for example, like, since we've been playing Red Dead Redemption 2, like, it's I've been wanting to play the first one again because I know I didn't finish it, you know. And it's with this age that we're moving towards, where it's like, just download everything that from your past and whatever. Why? I mean,
you see me. I've showed you that I have the emulators on my computer, but I can't. I can't run the Nintendo 64.
Right. Well. And more or less, they're just trying to get $100 bucks out of somebody, because they'll be like, "Oh, buy it. That's cool."
I mean, it's like anything now that we're part of. It's all nostalgia, and we'll pay for it to go see it because we want to see that do well.
Right.
You don't want your kids to hate Super Mario.
Yeah, and that's the other thing is, like, some generations just want their kids to play it too.
All I know is those kids are not going to like that controller, because no one likes that controller. If you like that controller, you're a monster.
No. The final story we got for today was, and it's video game related again, Fallout 76 is on its way this month.
Yeah, and of course it's about one of my favorite streamers that Josh is so about. Yeah. So Ninja got to play with Logic and Justin Roiland, which is, of course, the voice and creator of Rick and Morty.
And it hasn't dropped yet, but Bethesda basically recruited these four.
Yeah,
three.
What they did with Fallout is that with the beta, they do this with every game, and I don't know if you know that they pay people to play it when they have like betas and stuff like that.
Oh, they do?
Yeah, and they do that on Twitch a lot. Yeah, so that happened with Call of Duty Blackout recently. And that's why I was like, why is everyone playing this? And then I found out later that they were getting paid to do it. So it was like one day, you get it early, you can play it, promote it. You know, if you like it, you like it. If you don't, whatever, it's fine. But they were letting these people put it out so people could see how it actually runs. And then, so they paid for Fallout to come out like that.
And the reviews weren't really more or less about the game more than it was about these three, like, because it wasn't Justin Roiland himself. It was Justin.
And that's what I thought it was too. So when I heard it, I didn't get to watch the stream, and then I heard that he did it, and I was like, oh, that's cool. Like, he finally got to play with Logic, because I know he's been talking about that forever. Like, that him and Logic want to, play games, and Logic will tweet at him and be like, yeah, when I get time, we'll play, and stuff like that. And because like he plays with Juju Smith, like, every once in a while.
Yeah.
And so after like a while, it's kind of fallen off, where he hasn't really played with much celebrities.
And this one, I mean, and not to mention Rick and Morty was in, or Rick and Morty had Logic in one of their episodes.
Yeah,
too,
so I'm sure
okay,
that's
where the connection came in.
I'm like, that's cool, because the other one he always talked about wanting to play with was Justin Roiland, because he's a big Rick and Morty fan. And so I'm like, oh, cool. He got to play with them like as normal people. Like, he just got to play with them
casually.
Yeah, and then of course, no, there's got to be a gimmick. And then Josh showed me the video, and Justin Roiland has this like, what's it, like a simulator, like where it like maps your mouth,
right? Of him and Rick and Morty sitting on the couch playing, and like it shows them like messing around with the controller at some point.
And of course, Justin Roiland's he's doing his voices. He's not even talking to him as like an actual person.
Yeah, he's like flipping back between the Rick and Morty voice.
He's like trying to do a bit, and I'm just like that's just it's really cringy. Honestly, that's how I felt.
They fell short because there was a couple times where Justin Roiland tried to like get them to laugh, and they would just be like, "Well, that's weird," and. More or less, people kept like getting off the stream on Twitch before it really got any good.
A lot of things too that happens with Twitch is on the front page they'll get promoted, and then people will click on it, and you'll see their like stream numbers. It'll jump up, and then it'll kind of like die down because it's people who don't watch him normally,
right?
And he probably averages around like I want to say like 50 to 70,000,
right?
Like at any time,
and. Besides people leaving early, that what it became was some of the quotes or highlights, lowlights, according to Kotaku, was nobody asked for this. This is horrid. Thanks. Wow, this is really bad. And my favorite, just canceled my pre-order of this game.
I mean, I don't blame them, because after I played Red Dead, I was just like, I don't really want it.
I mean, I still do, but
I enjoy Fallout. I definitely do, and like, I just want that Red Dead multiplayer. Like, I see that case sitting in your corner, and I'm just like, man, I just want to play it. That's all I want. I just want to play
multiplayer.
Red Dead multiplayer.
Damn it!
And so thinking about like Fallout coming out, I'm just like, I don't have the time, man.
Yeah, I want to play it, but I want to have the friends to play it with too, because I mean it is single and multiplayer, but it's definitely more diverse when you're playing multiplayer from what it seems like and what they've showed. But that's what showed us.
I mean, the only thing with like that is probably why I'm thinking of that is with the VAT system.
Yeah,
is that it's kind of similar in a way.
Yeah,
to like that Deadeye.
Yeah,
so you get to you get to freeze it and do it. So that's what it kind of reminded me of. I'm like, it's kind of a similar game.
Yeah,
but I enjoy the pace of Red Dead.
And I think this one will be a little bit more faster paced. I mean, it's still survival, obviously, but just like any other Bethesda game, you start out like a fucking grunt, and by the end of it, like you're killing everybody with like one hit. Yeah, it's like, what the hell happened?
Yeah. So, where did I find this armor?
But I mean, I think for me, after Red Dead, I think I'm just waiting on Super Smash at this point, because that comes out in December, and Let's Go Pikachu and Eevee came out this week, and I still want to get it, but I'm like, I got too many shit games on my plate, so it's like, eh.
I don't know. I think I like the Hey You Pikachu version better.
Hey You Pikachu.
It's the other thing, that mic. You remember how bad that mic was?
Yeah.
Did you have it?
Yeah. And then Pokemon Safari was the other one.
Okay, so then Pokemon Snap.
Oh, yeah. Snap, I'm sorry. Yeah, that's kind of the same.
Well, I mean, it's similar, yeah. Because that's kind of what it is, except for taking pictures of them.
Yeah.
And you get points scored on it.
Right. Well, that about wraps it up for this week, partner.
She gets a little dry each week. Hopefully, they come up with some better stories, and I think we're gonna try to make the switch. Thinking going forward is we're gonna try to get it on iTunes and Spotify, and that'll be the main place where you can listen to us.
Yeah,
and we'll post like teasers, and we'll post when the new episode goes live. So I'll be making the videos for that, and follow us on Twitter. It's at Better1 Podcast.
Yeah,
that'll keep all your updates going.
And don't forget to subscribe in the meantime. Get us out there, folks.
And remember, we still love you, you 53-second listeners.